Hi, I'm Army Hammer, and I'm the Lone Ranger. Get it? Hammer? Whatever, shut up. So Gore Verbinski is back with his crew from the Pirates of the Caribbean, including Johnny Depp, who of course we all remember as Jack Sparrow. So I guess the big concern about this new movie, The Lone Ranger, is it just Pirates of the Caribbean with cowboys and Indians? No, not really. And I guess it's kind of cool that they're doing something different, but I guess the end result is something of a subpar, mediocre action film. So let's get crack-a-lackin'. So the one thing I kind of sensed that really rubbed off from the Pirates of the Caribbean movies to the Lone Ranger was that sense of superstition. Because the pirates, they had that cursed treasure, and then Davy Jones shows up, and they have the Kraken and all that crap. So obviously with Johnny Depp looking like a 40-year-old Edward Scissorhands, you know, playing an Indian, that's where the element of superstition comes in. So we got Army Hammer starring as the title character, the Lone Ranger. You might remember that handsome devil from The Social Network. He's the guy that played the two twins. Stroke, stroke, stroke. But even though he's the title character, all the marketing and advertisements for this movie is going to Johnny Depp. And I honestly don't know what to think of that. Title character, but go see Johnny Depp, not Lone Ranger. But what I really liked was their on-screen presence. They have a really good buddy duo dichotomy. So Johnny Depp plays Tonto, a very highly superstitious Indian with a very tragic past. Army Hammer plays a guy named John Reid, and he starts out in the movie as a scholarly graduate who actually doesn't even like using guns. But of course, an inciting incident has to happen in order for him to pick up the gun and take the law into his own hands. His brother dies! So John Reid decides to pick up the gun, and Tonto advises him to put on a mask so he could conceal his identity, because the element of surprise would really kick in when everyone still thinks you're dead. Even though he's picking up the gun for the first time, you don't expect him to go guns blazing, right? But the film doesn't really pull you in as well. Because I found the storytelling a little muddled and choppy. It starts off in 1936, in the past already, and then it goes back to 1869, which is even further into the past, And the movie is over 2 hours long, and it doesn't really fly by. And there are a lot of funny, quirky scenes in the movie, thanks to, you know, Johnny Depp, of course. But there are a lot of unnecessary scenes that the movie would have been fine without. Helena Bonham Carter was in this movie, and just felt like she wasn't in it enough. And what I found pretty off-putting was this movie was surprisingly dark. Even darker than the Pirates of the Caribbean movie. It's kind of gory at some points, and like, remember, this is a Disney movie. This is kind of graphic. I wouldn't be comfortable showing my kids to this movie. But the best part that I really liked was the last 30 minutes of the movie, where you actually hear that song. The entire movie was so dark and tragic and very muddled and grim. Because my main beef with the movie was that you had to go through 90 minutes of being miserable, kinda, and then in the last 30 minutes, the movie finally gets fun. It's a Disney movie. Where's the fun in all this? I had to wait that long for it to kick in. Mr. Gore Verbinski and Johnny Depp, this wasn't a bad take from going away from the Pirates, but I do still think the Pirates is a better franchise for you guys. And I'm also not saying that I wouldn't mind seeing a Lone Ranger movie as well. I just wanted there to be more fun. Didn't have to wait 90 minutes for it to kick in. That being said, Lone Ranger, 2.7. So next week, guys, Pacific Rim, where humans are under extinction and they have to build giant robots to fight monsters coming out of the Pacific Rim. But look down below, like, subscribe, and you're good to go. Later.
Daddy, can you get me the sequel to the Disney movie I really like?
And then the mom or dad goes, "Sure, son, I'll buy it for you." Because you don't know any better.